going start in the Fawley Challenge Cup, and a race for the quadruple sculls juniors between Tideway Scullers School A on the Berkshire side and Clonmel from Ireland on the Bucks side. And it's appropriate to kick off this phase of the day with you, of course, Helen, this being your area of particular expertise.
Yeah, in terms of Henley, the only time I've raced at Henley has been in a quad. A little bit out of my comfort zone, but yeah, that's the only time I've ever raced here, and loved it. It's really good to see that both crews have gone off straight and well out the start, because I think getting that first minute under their belts will be really important.
Clonmel raced yesterday, beat Melbourne Preparatory School B by 2.5 lengths in a time of 6:55. Clonmel from County Tipperary on the northern bank of the River Suir, which flows into the Atlantic. Clonmel Rowing Club on Moors Island there, an idyllic looking spot, but they're not necessarily, this group of four, in an idyllic position vis-à-vis Tideway Scullers, who have assumed an early advantage here.
Although Clonmel did come from a length down yesterday, so they'll have the confidence, but it's not the easiest way to row a race, especially with against a crew like Tideway Scullers with their top crew.
Tideway Scullers pedigree crew, average 80k a man in the bow. Luke Hatterland-Dunn, still just shy of his 18th birthday. Cameron Christie in the 2-seat, Marcus Jonas in the 3, and the stroke is Lawrence Joss, also still just 17. Behind the Clonmel 4, even younger than that, 2 17-year-olds, one Sean O'Donnell in the 2-seat, still 16, and the stroke Matt Dundon just 18. So month for month, Tideway have more savvy and experience, and indeed race for race they've got more medals in the cupboard.
Like you were saying earlier, for such young rowers, off the water and here on the water, just looking at their composure and their expertise and their level of calm, I think it's so impressive. And to see this shot here with actually Clonmel has pretty much not given an inch after that first start where the Tideway Scullers crew got that initial lead.
And I suppose it's at events like this, Helen, where you find out how you will deal with a crowd, with an atmosphere, whether as they come towards the enclosures here, past the halfway mark, whether they are lifted by thousands of roars or cowed by it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both crews are going to find out a lot about themselves now, because what I really like about this race is that they found a very similar cruising speed. So take the start away, and these crews have rowed at the same speed for a couple of minutes now, and there's going to be a decisive moment from one crew, and maybe the crowd will be the factor in who gets that deciding moment.
If there's anything that the first day and a half here have underlined, not that people didn't already know this, it's not an original thought, but it is that a race has a very distinct beginning, a middle section, and a very distinct end, and very often over the course of the first day and a half at Henley here, we've witnessed that starkly. Crews have come from behind, crews have started uncertainly and rectified their situation, and there have been those who've used the middle section of the race either to pull away or have found it a laborious exercise whereby they've had to make up ground over the closing stages. But this, as Helen rightly says, is close enough to really engage the interest of neutrals, and certainly those who are committed on the banks here will have hearts in mouths.
Yeah, I think Clonmel has actually maybe eased up another foot on the Tideway Scullers crew, but the Tideway Scullers do look very well in time. They don't look like they're stressing out by this move, but they haven't pulled away any further.
Very similar rhythms, and they are rowing here for the right to take on Maidenhead, who won during the afternoon session against Westminster, and looked very, very impressive indeed. So they are going to be formidable opponents for whomever comes through here. At the moment it is Tideway Scullers who cling to a smallish advantage, and indeed you can hear, as they of course can hear, the gathering noise now. The volume is ratcheted up, the stakes are ratcheted up, and you know what, Clonmel are pulling up on them, and might even, though that is a deceptive angle, might even have pulled past them.
Yeah, I can't really tell from the shots that we've seen so far, but the boys are starting to look outside the boat, starting to look to their right to see where the Tideway Scullers are. They know they're there, and it'll be sort of decision making in the boat with the person that makes the calls as to when they mount that sprint, and that call is going to be crucial. They don't want to go too early, but they can't leave it too late. They need to time it to perfection.
These are exciting moments for Clonmel. Very exciting moments. They've stuck to their task admirably, and indeed they are possibly overshooting their own expectations here, going stroke for stroke with the lauded Tideway Scullers School A crew, Clonmel from Ireland.
And Tideway Scullers still look very neat, very technically good, but the raciness of this Irish crew is really what's standing out. The fact that they came from a length down in the race yesterday and have done the same today so far.
Great guts, and a test of the Tideway resolve. Sticking to a game plan, perhaps altering a game plan as we go into the final stages of the race, and having to find something a little bit extra. Tideway Scullers being given a mighty test here, a deep examination in front of an engrossed gallery. It's going to be a thrilling finish, a really thrilling finish. Have Tideway Scullers left themselves enough in the tank? They just might have done. As they come up to the line here, it's going to be frighteningly close. A really tight finish, and you wouldn't want to call it. Who's got something left? What's left in the tank? They are stroke for stroke, inch for inch. The line beckons. Who's there first? There's nothing between them. There is really nothing between them. It's a photo finish.
Wow, what a race to start the afternoon by, start the evening by. That was an incredible race, but whoever won that, both crews rode fantastically well, and that sprint.
We always have to stress that we're not exactly looking across the line here, so it's hard to draw a genuine conclusion.
Yeah, I think until we get that photo finish, we just won't know.
No, I mean, there have been some tight ones, and we've said between us over the course of the last day and a half, too tight to call, but I really don't think there's been anything tighter than that.
Tideway Scullers School A.
We'll update you shortly. I'm just hearing that it's gone to Tideway Scullers by 4 feet. Tideway Scullers, the winners, by practically nothing.